Hello and welcome to the New Music Mondays YouTube channel. If you have a chance, please hit like on this video and subscribe to the channel so that you can get notifications when I upload interviews and other content. Today we are getting to know two DJs from San Diego, DJ Kaerie and DJ LadyNoir. They are longtime San Diego DJs who have done clubs in the real world and then now live streaming for the entire world online. They are contributing sets of music to the New Music Mondays show for the week of November 16th, episode 15. It will air live on Monday the 16th at 7 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/DavyBonesOakland. It will repeat on Wednesday at noon on the same channel. And the show will be archived as an audio podcast on my Mixcloud page, mixcloud.com/DavyBonesOakland. Just look for the links of all that stuff in the description of the video below. So let's go down to their hometown of San Diego, California, and get to know DJs Kaerie and LadyNoir. Hello, and thanks for joining me.
Hi.
Good evening. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is part of kind of a new project that I have going on because I don't have enough projects already. But I just thought it'd be cool to, interview some of the DJs that we've been watching for the past 8 months online. Your audience in San Diego is already familiar with you, but now we've got the whole world watching us. And so I know, there's a lot of times when I'm watching somebody's live stream and would like to get to know them a little bit better, So I was hoping we could just kind of talk about your lives and your history with music and have everybody kind of get to know you a little bit better. Kaerie, maybe we could start with you.
Sure.
So you've started some clubs in San Diego, right? Didn't you help start Ascension and Catacomb? Is that right?
No, I'm a resident DJ at Ascension, but it's Robin Roth's club, and she invited me about 4 years ago to DJ there regularly, and about 3 or 4 years ago became resident DJ. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I DJ with Robin Roth monthly at Ascension. And I guest DJ'd at Catacomb. We did a project for 4AD night, and that's DJ Winter Mysteria's club, and he invited me.
Right.
To do an event with him. Yeah.
Awesome. And DJ LadyNoir, what about you? Where have you DJ'd at? Any clubs that you've started or guest DJ'd at down in San Diego?
I've guest DJ'd at several over the years. I haven't started any of my own. So I'm a frequent guest DJ at Ascension, used to guest DJ at Sabbath, and ones before that I did a Catacomb actually earlier this year before COVID happened.
That's so cool. It sounds like you guys have a really nice goth scene down in San Diego.
Yeah, it's a very healthy scene. It's small and close knit. All the promoters and DJs really work well together here.
I agree. Yeah, we have a great scene here, and I think that it's really great how supportive everyone is of each other here.
So let's talk about the current things that you're doing. That would be Ascension and Of Lilies and Remains, which just started. You just had your first one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So are there regular dates for both of those?
So Ascension is always the first Saturday of the month. And so, and Of Lilies and Remains, we started on a Sunday. We're going to continue going on Sundays, and we're going to do the last Sunday night of the month moving forward. So we'll be on the 29th of this month, and that's Sunday nights at 8 p.m.
Great. Yeah, and we'll definitely put links for how people can find more information and get notifications about that stuff too.
Awesome, thank you.
DJ LadyNoir, is that Of Lilies and Remains, is that kind of your main thing right now, or do you have any live streams other than that going on?
Currently, yeah, that's it. That's Kaerie contacted me and asked if I would be interested in doing it. And I just jumped at it because during COVID, I haven't really had a chance to stream yet. So I've been, I
Yeah.
was really excited to get on board with this.
Yeah, well, judging from the picture frame behind you, I can see how you would be
Right.
excited about a night called Of Lilies and Remains.
That's my Bauhaus is my favorite band. So yeah, when she told me the name, I was like, oh, it's perfect.
Great, awesome. LadyNoir, when was do you remember when you DJ'd for the first time, like the first event that you DJ'd at, or do you remember the first song that you played for people, or the first time that you made people dance?
Oh yeah, I was you know, just I'd been in the scene just as a participant for a long time, and I was a huge, still am, music collector. And you know, my idea of visiting a different town was to hit up all the record stores and buy as much music. So that was really when I was talking to people, I was constantly talking music. And over time I had friends who started their own nightclubs and they started DJing. And at one point, one of my friends was DJing at a club called Darkwave Garden, and he just told me, he said, just bring some CDs down and just you can play in half of my slot. You know, it was a midweek, wasn't very busy, and you know, and I thought, okay. And of course, you know, the first time you do it, you know, you get bit by the bug, and after that it's like you have to do it. So then, you know, a couple of weeks later I was like, hey, can I come back down? And I just ended up started, you know, and you know, even back then the promoters were Brian Pollard ran that club at the time, and he was a big San Diego promoter, did Club Therapy and some others, and he was really welcoming. He got a lot of new DJs into the scene because he was very welcoming and bringing people in. So when the club eventually moved to a new location, he asked me to come on as a full-time DJ.
Wow.
So that was the following year. So yeah.
Was LadyNoir always your DJ name?
It's, you know, it started out as my internet handle. You know, I think back with Usenet, a lot of people didn't use their names. So everyone had a handle. And that's what I was using at the time. So when they asked for a DJ name, I just automatically went by that. I don't go by that in person. My name's Julie. Please call me that. But it just stuck with me. So yeah, I was using it from the start.
Cool. All right, Julie Noir. Call you that. And Kaerie, what about you? Is DJ Kaerie your first DJ name?
It's the only DJ name that I've used since I've been a regular DJ. So I'm going to say yes to that. Yeah, so I've really just been DJing regularly for about 4 or 5 years. And so during that time, it's always been DJ Kaerie.
And do you remember the first event that you DJ'd at, or maybe a first song that you played, one of the first songs you played?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of a funny story. So it was sometime before then that I just got to shadow a friend of mine at Sabbath. And so Sabbath's a goth club here in San Diego. And there was a back room. It was mainly old school goth. And a friend of mine was DJing. And I was allowed to just kind of go shadow him and basically DJ the first hour, but I wasn't really supposed to DJ beyond that first hour since I had zero experience. And so I had a blast. I did that. And then later in the night, it was kind of funny because there's my friend, the DJ, on the dance floor and no one's in the booth. And so I just said, you know what? I'm just going to run into that booth and start throwing some tunes down. So I did that. And I think it was Switchblade Symphony Clown, and everyone was just like, oh, I'm so glad somebody's playing that song. And it was pretty funny.
So glad somebody's in the DJ booth.
Yeah, it was pretty funny seeing my friend on the dance floor. He looked like he had no plans to go back in the booth. It was a good time. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's an auspicious beginning. That's awesome. Cool. When did you first kind of realize that music was, you know, more of just a passing interest, and it was actually going to be kind of a central focus of your lives? Maybe, Kaerie, we could start with you.
Sure. Since I was probably 7 years old. So I grew up in a very musical family, really more of a classical upbringing. So my whole family is all very musical. We all have a classical upbringing. And I remember when I was just a kid, I took this class called Yamaha. And that was a class that was really, I mean, we learned how to read music. We learned how to play basic piano, but really what the class was really about was ear training. And so I just, from a really early age, started learning how to read music, learned key signatures, time signatures, things like that. And it just really stuck with me.
Yeah, well, do you feel like that served you as a DJ?
Absolutely, absolutely. To the point of where I will obsess from at times on what key, what keys I want to transition from one song to another. And
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
And what part and everything, and like teaching weird time signatures, like 3/4 time signatures, is really fun when you really know what that means,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Julie, what about you? Can you remember, the first bands that you fell in love with, and kind of realizing that music was going to be a bigger part of your life than maybe the average person?
Yeah, I think what really, I had already, I was a kid of the 80s, so I was listening to a lot of 80s bands, Duran Duran and The Cure, Depeche Mode at the time. But that was purely on the radio. And I remember in middle school, a friend of mine gave me a mixtape, and her older brothers were in the LA music scene at the time. And so this was from their collection. And she said, I just recorded a bunch of stuff and here. And I took it home and listened to it. And it was Sex Pistols, Christian Death, Fear, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think they're very early stuff. And I just fell in love with it right away. And a lot of the stuff wasn't labeled. So I didn't actually discover some of the band names till years later, but I just was like, I love this. I don't know what it is. And some of the bands I had to find out over the years, but yeah, I just kind of became addicted after that.
Right. Very good. Well, I really appreciate both of you joining us so we could get to know you a little bit better. And thank you so much for the sets that you've contributed for episode 15 of New Music Mondays as well. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun to do.
Good, I'm glad. All right, so again, look for the links for how to find DJ Kaerie and DJ LadyNoir. They are down below in the description of the video. Follow them, look for Ascension, look for Of Lilies and Remains. Look for episode 15 on Mixcloud because their sets, which I've already heard actually, are very, very good. So thanks again, and we'll keep in touch and do this again sometime.
Thanks, Davey.
Thank you so much.
All right, cheers, take care.
Cheers.
Hi everyone, hope you liked that video. If so, please like and subscribe to receive notifications when we upload more content. New Music Mondays is a live stream show every Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/DavyBonesOakland. It features myself and a weekly guest DJ spinning new releases in the world of dark music, post-punk, goth, dark wave, as well as interviews with the people that make the music happen. So it's a lot of fun. Make sure to join us live. Again, that's every Monday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., or actually about 9:30 Pacific time. The audio will always be uploaded the next day to my Mixcloud page, mixcloud.com/DavyBonesOakland. And thanks for watching the video on YouTube. The interviews will all be uploaded to the YouTube channel, as well as an occasional kind of behind the scenes video as well. All right. Thanks again.